Okay, so I was on TikTok this morning and I saw this drama with this cowboy boots girl. Have you seen this TikTok?
No.
Okay, did you guys see that video of the girl who was at the Silver Lake flea market and she had been looking for like the specific kind of boots, like cowboy boots that she wanted to buy, and she saw this girl there at the flea market and this girl had on these boots and she was like, oh my gosh, those are like exactly what I've been wanting to get. And so she went up and asked the girl like, hey, I love your boots so much, can you tell me where you got them? And the girl was like super like cagey about it and then ended up saying like, I don't want to tell you because I don't want you to dress like me. And then the girl's boyfriend, Rod, was like, oh my God, just tell her where you got the boots. And then they like proceeded to argue. And then the girl who was like asking about the boots was like backing away slowly, like, I'm so sorry, I don't want to. And then the guy's like, no, she's going to tell you where she got them. And then anyway, she was like trying to take a picture. Anyway, all this stuff. Okay, so turns out the boots are from Urban Outfitters. So they're not even from like this like ritzy place. Okay, but the brand is like Azalea something or other.
Right, so she wasn't even gatekeeping something amazing. There was this Urban Outfitters boot, so then I guess or they were sold at Urban Outfitters, and then the Cowboy Boot Company, they made a whole ad and were like riffing on it, where the models were going to the same flea market where this girl was, where the whole thing went down. So they were kind of like referencing it, and it became a whole thing. So I just thought that was funny. Gatekeeping. So how do you feel about gatekeeping?
I would 100% agree with gatekeeping. I was going to tell you, I literally have done that exact same thing where somebody's been like, where'd you get that? I'm like, I'm not going to tell you.
Really?
Yes. Like, why? Because some things should be like, some things are for you, not for the world. Like, I have a really, really good like thrift shop in Brooklyn that I refuse to tell anybody at.
Really?
I
cannot believe you're a gatekeeper.
I'm a gatekeeper. That's why I could never be an influencer, because I would be like, no, why would I want you to dress like me? Why would I want you to... No. Unless you're my friend. If you're my friend, yes. But like complete strangers, I'm not going to tell you where I got it.
But the thing is, you can rock it better. Like, you should have the confidence. Like, you can't rock it like me.
Absolutely not. Because I do a lot of like vintage and a lot of like thrift shop. And that's not pieces that they have multiples of. So if you're going to my favorite shop and then you're getting like good pieces that I could have gotten and I told you about it,
you're going to be really pissed.
What? No. I support it. I wouldn't do it just because somebody's unattractive, but I would definitely do it because I'm a firm believer in gatekeeping. 100%.
Wow, I never in a million years thought. I thought you would be sure.
No. Maybe I don't gatekeep everything. Like, I'll be like, if they're like, oh, what like hair products do you use? Things that you can get in mass,
right.
Yeah, that's fine. But like clothes-wise and style-wise, like I'm not giving any of that away.
Well, then that kind of makes me feel better.
I mean,
no, because I was thinking
it.
If somebody was like, oh, Brandon, I love all your clothes, I'm like, but I tag them, so they're all Jean-Paul Gaultier.
Yeah.
But then I wouldn't like it if like you showed up wearing a Gaultier top.
Exactly.
Right? So, okay.
It's very like single white female at some point where you're like, I want to get that. I'm going to start dressing like you, and then I want to become you. And then before you know it, you have a high heel in your eye, and you're just dead.
Okay, so you were a team cowboy boots girl.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. She was in the right.
Okay, duly noted.
Yeah.
I'll never ask you
my
where
body,
you got your
my
clothes.
choice. My choice not to tell you where I got it from. Like, okay. Absolutely not.
Fair enough.
No. That's so funny, though. Because I have been that girl. Because I used to be a host at a restaurant, and I would dress, and people would always be like, oh my God, where'd you get that hat? And I'd be like, it's vintage.
Oh my gosh.
That's all I would say. And it would be from Forever 21 or some shit, and I would be like, it's vintage.
And I'm the one who always wants to ask. Well, yeah. So what does that say about me? I don't know.
I mean, I will ask people, but if they didn't tell me, I wouldn't be offended.
So you do ask people?
Yeah, if something's like a really good piece, I'm like, absolutely.
Okay.
But I'm just not as nice as other people are.
Okay, that's fair. Like, yeah, you set your boundary. They don't have to have the same boundary.
Exactly.
They might tell you exactly where they got it.
No.
Okay, that's fair.
I agree. I'm like, go cowboy boot girl.
Okay.
And like, so this goes into one of my things that I wanted to talk about is the Speedos that's happening. So almost a title like that, like if you have a Speedo that you love and then all of a sudden everybody showed up at the Speedo convention with the same exact Speedo because they saw it, and now all these straight men are wearing Speedos.
Okay, so I hadn't heard about this. So set the stage.
Okay, so I don't know if it's because straights are always like 10 years behind, but right now I read an article that they were saying like with the short inseams going up, they're seeing a lot more men showing a lot more thigh and rocking like European Speedos, and I'm like, can we not have anything? Like,
this is why we can't have nice things.
This is what? They're going to be all over the beaches in our Speedos?
So where was this?
I don't know. I read an article online. I don't know if it was Reddit, but it was probably like a Delish or something. But I was like, I could see that happening. Like, all of a sudden, all these bros are like, I'm in a Speedo. And I'm like, what? Why?
Well, they wear them in Brazil.
Yeah, but those boys in Brazil are built different. They all should be in Speedos in Brazil at all times.
Absolutely,
Like,
I agree.
Oh my God. Those men are fine. But like American boys, like I feel like it's gonna be kind of like what's the word that I'm looking for? Like where they're just like making fun of it almost because they're just like, oh, look at me in my Speedo, but I'm like, no, I don't want to look at you in your Speedo. Like,
Well, it depends.
well, it does depend. It does depend. But I feel like all the gay boys I know have better bodies than the straight boys I know. So it's like,
That's true.
yeah.
Yeah. Gay men just prioritize body shame more.
And dysmorphia. I'm literally like such a tiny person that I complain. I'm just like, oh, my body is awful. And it's like, no, it's not. You're just not built like a Greek god.
Right. Like, it's our average or like our fine body is
Yeah.
not up to snuff in the gay community.
Yeah, but it's still better than these straight men who are going to start wearing our Speedos, and now they're going to be our Speedos. Let us have something.
Yeah.
I'm so annoyed. Used to not be able to find Speedos in like places like Walmart and Target, and now all of a sudden I see them all the common man places, and I'm like, what is happening?
But here in New York? Like when you're shopping around?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll be on the lookout for
Yeah.
Speedos this summer at the beach.
Yeah. Well,
Worn
not
by
with our
straight men.
people. Yeah. So since speaking of the summer, since we're gonna be in Speedos, I was looking at like who's touring this summer. All the girlies are touring. It's like Gaga, Beyonce, Dua, and I always have so much FOMO when I see everybody come back from a show. But it's like the tickets are so damn like who has an extra $600, $500 to go see Beyonce? And then like what I've been reading is like the tickets come on sale and they're so expensive, and then you buy your tickets because you think you're gonna sell out. And like Cowboy Carter didn't sell out, so then they dropped the price. Like, oh my God, I would be so upset.
That happened to my friends. They went to see Beyonce this past week, and they lost a couple $100s on their ticket because it dropped. The prices dropped.
I love Beyonce, but like I don't know. Who would you spend like? Who's the most money you've spent to see?
Not a lot. But I wanted to see Taylor Swift, and I was willing to fly to another country to see her.
I've heard about some girls doing that. They went to see her in Paris because it was cheaper. I think
It was
seeing her in
cheaper.
Paris than it was with tickets in the States.
Yeah, my friend said, I'm not sure who the artist was, but they got like, maybe it was like Taylor Swift, that in Europe, they saw her for $65, but they were, U.S. citizens, so they flew to Europe somewhere, saw her for $65, and still got a trip to, Europe. But it was still cheaper than seeing her in Taylor Swift in the States and paying full price.
That's crazy.
It's because of Ticketmaster and the whole, like, there are laws and limits in Europe or other countries on ticket prices, and it's just like a free-for-all here in the States.
Oh, that's fucked.
So I was willing to pay, like, maybe, I don't know, $600, but then me and Jason and Torrance were going to talk about flying to see Taylor Swift, but then we didn't. So how much would you spend, and who'd it be for?
Well, if I could get Britney in her prime, I would spend like that's my biggest regret is that I never got to see Britney.
Did you want to when she had her residency?
I did, but I never got to. But I'm talking about like prime Britney, like on tour, like early 2000s, just like.
But were you a Britney fan then?
You know what's funny is that I think I appreciated Britney more after I got older. Like, I was a Christina girly from, like, Genie in the Bottle. I was like, oh, that's my girl. But Britney did have the hits.
Did you like both, or were you like, oh, I like Christina, not Britney?
No, I liked them both. But if I had to pick one, it was always Team Christina. Because I remember when Christina dropped Dirty. And I was like, oh, that's my life. That's who I want to be. I want to be the girl in that skirt shaking her ass on this fucking...
But she got so much hate for that.
I know, but I was obsessed. I was like, yes. Ex-Tina. Oh, my God. So good. She's puts on a really good show. But I think the best I've ever seen was probably Gaga.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to see Gaga now?
No, I'm not a big Gaga person.
You're not a little monster?
No, I'm not a little monster. I was a nanny, and the nanny and I had a gig, and they were like, will you take her to see Lady Gaga? And I was like, sure. And it was sick. She was so good. Wow. So good. Oh, I saw Dua Lipa too, though. She's really good. She's beautiful.
But she kind of got roasted for her minimal dancing.
Yeah, but like, what does Mariah Carey do?
True.
Yeah. Wait, are you obsessed with that one girl? I don't see it for her, but they're trying to say that she's the next girl. That Tate McRae?
Yeah, Tate McRae. I'm not really up on the younger pop stars now.
Oh my gosh.
Are you?
No, absolutely not. But like, I stay enough on like Twitter, or sorry, whatever they call it now. And I'm like, the gays always are like, she's Mother. And I'm like, is she Mother? Who's this? I can't sing one song by her. But she can dance. Mm-hmm. But it feels like she's like one of those like built-in agency kind of pop stars.
Oh, an industry plant.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Right. But no, because I saw a little documentary on Tate McRae, because I was kind of curious. I was like, who is this
girl?
And she was started maybe on YouTube, or was like uploading songs to YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So she's had a voice for a long time. But then I guess, her whole aesthetic is kind of sports, because I think she used to be a hockey player or something. Don't quote me on this, I don't know. But like, she came from the sports realm. So that's why there's a lot of sports themes in her videos.
I love that for her.
She used to sing in high school and as a younger person.
Okay.
So.
Wow. Nobody's giving me Britney.
Okay, but so like, is there anybody currently that you will pay big money to see? Or just over all the pop girlies?
I mean, I would pay good money to see SZA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that would be more my angle, is like some chill R&B, because like I can't keep up with like the Charlies. I work at a bar in the Lower East Side, and like whenever the Charlie came out, was it last summer?
Yeah, last summer.
Brat Summer.
Mm-hmm.
Brat Summer was intense. Like,
but it was good.
It was fun, but it was like maybe less Brat this summer.
Really?
More chill. Yeah.
Okay, because you know that Brat was a reaction to the previous summer, which is Barbie. So that's kind of what catapulted Brat. Well, like, that's what they say. It's because everyone was over the pink and the Barbie from the previous summer, and so then it was like the slime green.
So what is this summer?
I don't know. So that's kind of like what people are talking about or wondering, like, what is this summer? And then Charlie was like, I'm not going away. She's like, I'm not down with this constant, like, feeding the machine, feeding the beast of, like, fast fashion or fast music. She's like, I'm not going away. It's going to be Brat Summer too, bitch. I was like, I love that.
I fucked with Charlie, I guess, a long time ago. She had that one song, Boys. I was thinking about boys. Yeah, and I was like, and that's when I was like, all right, this girl's kind of cool. So yeah, that's when I first discovered Charlie. So I was like, all right. But I wasn't like, and then she blew the fuck up.
Yeah. But so that's the thing. Like, I want to see. Well, Charlie just played a few
weeks ago.
I wanted to see Charlie. I wanted to see Gaga. I wanted to see Beyonce. I wanted to see Taylor. But I can't afford any of the tickets. Like, I think my threshold is like $200 to $300.
I think I would do like $300.
Oh, I just did see Kylie Minogue. She was great.
I met Kylie Minogue. She's so nice. Yeah.
She was amazing. Like, I wasn't a stan before.
Yeah.
But after this concert, I was like, I love her.
Yeah.
Because she was like she's the penultimate pop star. Like, so professional, so sophisticated and polished, and everything you want in a pop star. I loved it.
And she's been a pop star forever.
Yeah.
Like, huge in Australia.
Yeah.
There was nobody bigger.
I did not expect. Well, I only went because a friend that I was also going and told me about it, and I saw that they had tickets for like $50. So
absolutely.
Yeah, so I was like,
Kylie for $50? Absolutely.
So she was great.
She's so fun.
But yeah, I can't afford the ticket prices.
No.
Something I never heard before. Have you heard of Carpet Kevin or Kevin Carpet.
Yes, the man who wraps himself
Oh,
in the carpet
so
and
you
has
know
people
this.
step on him. He does like fetish nights, believe so, and he has people
Oh
like.
my gosh.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
See, that was like not on my bingo card. So this morning when I was doing research,
Yeah.
like for topics, that came up on my FYP, and I was like, "What the heck?"
Mm-hmm.
Like, I thought it was a bit like so. It was a woman because there was a guy in the middle of the street behind a carpet, and then some woman was recording herself saying, "There's a man under there." I'll insert the TikTok, but people were stepping over the carpet or on the carpet, and there was a carpet wrapped up in the middle of a sidewalk, and the woman was like, "That's Carpet Kevin," and other people were jumping over it, and the carpet kept moving. So I was like, "What?" I thought it was a skit. But then she showed the New York Times article.
Yeah.
I've never heard about this in my life. So how do you know about this?
I think that I was just like one day probably just reading about like the different kind of nights they have in New York.
Okay.
Like, you know how they have like that one party that's like a armpit smelling party?
No.
What's it called? Oh my God, what is it called? Okay, it's called Pheromones. So they host a party called Pheromones, and it's like you're not allowed to wear deodorant. And you're just like, you go and you smell people's armpits. And I just wanted to know like the different type of nights in the city. And I found out there was this one fetish night, and they talked about this guy who was like to get stepped on in a rolled up carpet. He wanted people to step on him.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then I did a deep dive. I was like, oh wow.
But that was, I guess when you heard about it, like, it's like a fetish night.
Yeah.
And it's at bars.
Yes.
So
I didn't know he does it in like the streets.
Yeah, so I was like,
Maybe it won't be the same guy, but there's definitely a guy I've heard of.
But maybe it was a bit. Maybe
Yeah.
the woman had her friend roll up in a carpet and just doing a bit, saying that was Kevin Carpet, because you never saw the person in the carpet. And then she pulled up like screenshots of. But then she started talking about like he was in a rivalry with the first carpet guy, because there's the two rivaling carpet guys.
Shut up.
The actual first one was called, is it Giorgio? But they're beefing. The two carpet guys are beefing because the first guy actually did do it as a art piece thing, and then Kevin Carpet copied him and then turned it into a fetish thing. So anyway, that was wild. I've never heard about, and I've lived in New York forever, and I've never heard about, but I'm also like not tuned into that. But I'm not really into.
People are into everything.
But so, do you have any turn-ons? Because I was like, is something wrong with me? Because I don't have any turn-ons. Do you?
I mean, I do like a good pair of feet.
I do think feet are cute. See, that's the thing. Like, I've never had a foot turn on, but sometimes I think feet are cute.
Yeah, I have a friend who like I wasn't really into feet, and then he has like these really big, pretty feet, and I was like, do I have a foot fetish?
What made them pretty?
They were just like really beautiful. He had like a good arch.
Like no bunion.
No, pretty toes.
Hairy
and he had
toes?
big. Nope, not super hairy.
Okay, I don't really like hairy toes. No, not body shaming, but that's not my thing. But I do think feet are cute.
Yeah,
They can be
no,
cute.
but I don't think that's a foot fetish is that weird.
Right, it's like one of the most common. I guess.
Yes, I'm trying to think if I have any weird ones. Not really. I think mine are pretty standard.
Okay,
Like I don't have to go like back pages to find somebody to match up with for anything.
that's good.
Yeah, I'm just thinking it creepy.
Because well, you know how some people get into their partner coming home in a suit and tie, or
Oh, that's cute.
or just an officer. Like I've never gotten into police officers or military or uniforms.
Oh, uniforms.
But you know how people get into uniforms. I was like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
But then I went on the big gay cruise in February, and one of the theme parties is military. And so I was like, I'm anti-war, I'm anti-military, I'm not going to really dress up for this, I don't care about this, who cares? But then at the military party, I was like, this is kind of sexy. I was like, so I started to kind of get it.
Yeah.
Like everybody's dressed, I don't know, it's kind of sexy. So I was like, okay, maybe all is not lost for me. I can have some turn-ons. Because I just thought that nothing, I don't, you know how in the gay community, everyone loves leather.
Yeah.
I was like, I never got leather. I don't get it. Do you like leather?
I mean, it's not like my cup of tea, but I mean, I have like a pair of leather shorts and like a leather harness because it's like a uniform that we own,
Yeah.
but like.
Yeah, if you're gay, you have to have a leather harness.
I do have a fetish for those weird straight boy looking boxers. They're like plaid and they're just like this long.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Not really.
They're just the random plaid straight boy boxers. They're like every like meme you see about like hooking up with straight boy. They're all of these like random boxers. Those boxers I'm kind of into.
Do you own any?
No, I'm way too small and petite for those, honey. What do you mean? I'm not afraid to see on me, on someone else. I own a lot of underwear, but none like that. I used to have I found it smart. I did a Jock of the Month club. So so it really just like, and you forget that you're getting it once a month and you're, all right, new underwear. So like by the end of the year, I had like 12 Jocks. So I was like, this is great.
That's the kind with the butt cheeks out, right?
Well, they give, Wait, what do you mean?
A jock strap?
You know what a jock strap is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to confirm.
Yeah, with the people in the audience who don't know what a jock strap is. Our target audience will have somewhat of an idea, I hope.
Okay, but so do you wear jocks out to jocks or underwear parties?
I wish I would go to more. Okay, this is the thing. I don't like to go out in the winter because I hate standing. The worst thing is standing in the line to get your clothes, and you're just in your underwear and it's cold and you're like sweating with your ticket. I can't do that. So like if I do like a underwear party, I want to wear like a jock strap underneath like a skirt or something where I can just like hike it up a little bit. I hate checking my clothes.
Me too. I hate checking.
I'm not doing it.
Sometimes
I'm not doing it.
Because like it's not even like the money because I would.
No, never the money.
Yeah, I went to meet a few weeks ago.
Oh, how was that?
I didn't like it because it was. I like it when it's in Brooklyn. I don't like it when it's in Manhattan. But anyway, there was a coat check line, and I was just gonna check my coat, but I just went up to one of the dance areas and then under a couch, I just shoved my coat under a couch just because like I didn't want to wait in line.
Yeah, it's the worst. I've had to wait in line. Last time I saw Honey Dijon at. It wasn't the Mirage. Have you heard about the mess at the Mirage? How it's still not constructed? They were supposed to be open like a month ago. So I don't even know if they're going to be open in time for Pride. Because doesn't Planet Pride always do... Oh, that's also what I was talking about. These insanely priced Pride parties.
Oh yeah, perfect segue.
What?
Okay.
Literally, so I was literally looking and the Planet Prides, which I really hate Planet Pride because I don't want to say hate. I enjoy any gay event, but they always oversell it and like everybody's like a sardine, so it's awful.
But so you always go?
No, I went one year and I was like, this is not for me. And then prices start at like $150 and that's the cheapest. And they go up to like $300. And then every other night during that week is like $150, $200 to get in. I'm like, sounds like my nightmare. Like paying $200 and it's all the exact same people. Like, would you pay for one of those parties during Pride Week?
I paid a couple $100s. I think last Pride, I paid a couple $100s to go to Brute.
How was it? Was it worth it?
It was fun. I guess it was worth it. But I don't know what I'm gonna do this year. Are you doing anything?
I don't know. I've been thinking about it, but I always wait until the last minute.
Yeah, and then have you ever been to Horse Meat Disco?
Yeah.
Okay, so it always sells out so fast. So I didn't get a ticket. Well, because like this has happened a few times where I bought a ticket to Horse Meat Disco, and then I didn't have anyone to go with, or just wasn't feeling it, and so I just and I didn't sell it. So I just I've
done that like twice, so that's why I'm like I'm not buying another ticket.
Same.
Yep, I've done it
I'm not
twice.
doing this again.
Yep.
But then when the sale went on for Pride, yeah, I was gonna do it, but then I was like, no, I can't do it again. I can't. And then plus I didn't have anyone to go with. But then every single time I've done that,
then you find out everybody's going.
Who went? I was like, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so neither of us have plans this summer.
World Pride's always in DC.
Oh right.
Are you gonna maybe make the trek out there?
I was thinking about it because I have a friend. When I went on the cruise, I met a friend who lives in DC, and I was like, ooh, maybe I could see him and then do Planet Pride and then hang out.
Yeah, DC's so small though. I'm like, how are they gonna fit all these gays in like 9-mile radius?
Yeah.
And they don't even have that many gay clubs in DC anymore. Because I know Town closed, which was the huge one. I don't know how many more they still have open, but like, it's not that big of a town.
It's not.
It's only I want to say it's like 9.6 or something crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't know if because I lived in DC when Trump was president the first time.
Oh my gosh.
And it wasn't as fun. Like DC turned into like a. Yeah. Because you get a lot of the tourists who are like, yeah. And you're like, what is happening?
I think
nothing's worse than a gay Republican.
it's absolutely the worst. Yeah.
Makes no sense.
Okay, so the third thing I want to talk about was this summer there's something going on in the air that it's like a summer of major events happening. So
What?
in my like world,
personal lives.
Because so I was like, what is going on? It's something in the air because 2 people I know are getting a divorce. I mean, 2 couples I know are getting a divorce, and then 2 other people I know are moving. So those probably aren't bad changes, but they're still big changes, like moving. Yeah, and then a fifth person, they got a bad diagnosis. So I'm like, so many major things are happening this summer. So I was like, please, not for me. I'm good where I'm at. Like, just status quo. I don't want any big life changes unless they're positive. But is anything like that happening to you? Or do you believe in stuff like that?
I think I believe in like the universe telling you when it's time for a big change. But I mean, I think I'm good for right now. I just want some stability and like not to be worried about anything for a little bit. I'm like, I'm good.
But you haven't noticed anything in your circle of friends or people around you that are also having big life changes?
I have like 2 friends.
Okay.
In my circle of friends.
Okay.
What? I'm not that girl. Like whenever I see the girls at brunch with like 18 of them, the only reason I go out is because Harvard is like, you need to leave the house. And I'm like, okay, cool. That's literally anytime. It's because he invites me out. I'm not trying to go out in these streets. Spend $300 every time I walk out the door.
Yeah, that's fair.
What? No, but I'm trying to change my mindset because I feel like going out there and like getting it, like it's better to just like go out there and experience something than stay at home and experience nothing. And I was doing a lot of at home nothing, and I'm like, okay, so maybe my big change is like me just like putting more effort into like, you know, building more of a community and like that kind of vibe.
Yeah, saying yes to more
Saying
things.
yes to more things.
Yeah. Well, you have, because you showed up to Second Sundays.
I know.
You said yes to this.
Yep.
Well, find something to do for Gay Pride.
I mean, there has to be somebody throwing like a house party. I would much rather go to like a house party than like stand in line and like, what? And then stand in line for the bathroom? Oh, honey. Oh, during Pride? I'm like, you're not even peeing. Like, come on, get out. I actually have to pee. Like,
Well, that's when I just go in a bush or something.
I'm like, God, you people. And then I'm the same exact way the next week. I'm like, ma'am, someone's in here. You need to wait your turn. But I do love Pride season because it does like, anytime gay people get to be like their authentic selves. And I feel like sometimes Pride is the only time certain people are like getting to live their best lives. And other times they're just, because the rest of the times they're just very...
Well, so how do you feel about the commercialization of it? Like when like all the companies put out their Pride merchandise.
You know that show on, I don't know if it's on TikTok or it's on YouTube, where the guy like does the Subway interviews and he's like, what's your hot take? That is my hot take. I'm like, gay culture needs to go slightly back underground. Because I feel like now they're just commercializing it and it's getting terrible. And like the worst is to hear like a cis straight white man be like, that was so shade. I was like, talking about ESPN sports ad. I'm like,
like that's not.
No, like, oh baby, I'm the trade. Honey, if I can tell you suck, you're not trade. Like that's not how that works. So like the commercialized stuff, like it's just all a lot. So that is like, it's a lot. But I mean,
Yeah, so we can march around and have Pride, but just don't be sold to.
yeah, like. And it's not even authentic what these people are doing.
Bad. It's
like Target,
stuff.
as soon as like didn't they redid all their I guess gay goes under DEI, correct?
I guess so.
It's diversity. I never understood why people would like get so upset about like gay pride T-shirts.
But I never heard about DEI until it was taken away. Did you?
Not really. No.
Yeah, it only became a thing when they ended it. That's
It's
crazy.
Anyway, on a lighter note though. Pride is almost upon us.
Yeah, get ready.
I'm gonna make out with so many men. Line them up. I say that it's gonna be like one man.
Well, we did have that's when I met you, like last Pride.
Oh, was it?
At brunch with Jason
Oh,
and
yeah.
Torrance at the cute restaurant.
I love a pride brunch.
Yeah. So.
But we did the bottomless, which fucked me because then I had to go to poppy juice that night. I was so hungover. But it was a good time.
Do you think you'll go to poppy juice again?
Maybe. I love poppy juice. I love the parties where it's not like so vanilla-y. Because you know how some of them you walk in and you're like, y'all all look the exact same. You're all in the same harness. Like, come on. Switch it up. I like more queer spaces than I do, I would say, like, gay boy spaces. Like, I love seeing, like, a trans woman. I love seeing a drag queen. I love seeing the whole aura. I don't want to necessarily walk into what it looks like, just a huge sex party. I'm just like, okay. I mean, I don't mind popping in every once in a while. Be like, hey, girl. Okay. But not every time party. Like, I can't do it. It's just too much.
I like that. I'm going to do that, too. Because, like, I normally do go to those, like, homogenized parties where everybody looks the same. But I want to do more, like, queer spaces and just, not be so segregated.
Yeah, for sure. I don't usually go out in the city as much, just because I feel like those spaces are so, like I don't go out but every time I've gone out in Hell's Kitchen, I've had a good time. Okay. But I've gotten way too fucked up every time I've gone out in Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, so when you go out in Hell's Kitchen, is it just like, because you know the trope is like Hell's Kitchen twinks. Is it all just twinks? Because I don't go out, really.
I don't think it's mostly twinks. I don't think so.
But you know that meme or like that trope, the Hell's Kitchen twink, whatever they call them, the demon twinks.
The demon
twinks of Hell's Kitchen.
Oh my God. I'm a lot older than a twink, but like I hung out with like a 27-year-old.
Okay.
And I had a good time.
Oh, okay. Did they seem their age?
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that this person was less than 30. But I guess 27 is not a twink. But I don't think I could ever hang out with a twink. Like a 21-year-old.
Yeah.
Imagine, I remember when I was 21. Ew. Gross. But I also was hanging out with old-ass men, too. So maybe... But that's why I don't think I would ever hang out with a twink. Because old men are more my vibes. Mm-hmm. I can't stand stupid. And a lot of twinks are just, like... stupid.
They can be fun to have in the mix, just around, maybe creating drama, but like not to really engage with, probably. Like in a friend group, have a few twinks in the mix.
I wonder if I don't even think I know any twinks.
I don't.
No.
But yeah, probably for the same reason. Like, what would you talk about?
I mean, the Jonas Brothers, I guess. Not me aging myself. They're like,
no shade to the demon twinks out there.
No, because sometimes they're fun.
Yeah, we love you.
We love you, demon twinks. Always and forever. They're a good part of the community.
Yeah.
I've been reading that the next phase... I read that they were saying there's a new species of like twinks.
Oh yeah, I saw.
It's
I saw
the mustached bottom.
I saw
They go
that.
from demon twink to mustache bottom. I'm like, baby, that's Bushwick all day. I literally moved to Brooklyn and I was like, I guess I should have a mustache. And I had a mustache for like 6 months. And I was like, what the fuck?
It must have looked great.
I mean, it was a lot.
But so it's just a lot of upkeep because you gotta.
Yeah,
so
but
you fully shaved.
Yeah, and I just had this huge mustache. I looked like Mario from.
Okay, but that's cute.
Mario. It was okay, but like I'm just not a mustache person.
Yeah,
no.
It's just easier to just keep a little stubble or whatever.
I'm such a beard fish. I wish I could be clean shaven, but like, look so much better with the beard.
Yeah.
Have you ever hooked up with somebody and like they had a beard and then the next time you saw them they didn't have a beard and you were like,
that happened to me. That really happened to me.
Oh, yeah. No, that's so terrible. And you're like, wait.
Because, he showed up the second time. When I saw him the first time, he had a big mustache. I think it was a mustache. I'm not sure about the beard, but, he had facial hair, and he looked great.
Yeah.
The next time, it was gone, and I was, not about it. I was like, oh.
No, they start looking like a naked mole rat, and you're like, I feel bad because I am, too, a beard fish, but... You gotta warn somebody, you can't go from a full beard to bald face if I haven't seen it before. Mm-hmm. And okay, more power to you, but that's scary.
Did we do your 3 topics? Because you did the Speedos, the pop divas, and then what was the other one?
Oh, I think we did.
What was it?
The Speedos, the pop divas.
Oh, and the gay pride.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we got them all.
Yeah.